and ask that you all rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
City Manager, please call the roll.
Alderman Deuter.
Here.
Alderman Veremis. Alderman Hill.
Here.
Alderman Schenko.
Here.
Alderman Jensen.
Here and attending remotely due to a family health emergency.
Alderman Bram.
Here.
Alderman Cahill.
Here.
Alderman Toledo.
Here.
Alderman Park.
Here.
Alderman Nudera.
Here.
Alderman Bastido.
Here.
Alderman Nardini.
Here.
Alderman Brennan.
Here.
Alderman Irby.
Here.
14 here, 0 absent.
14 present, 0 absent. We have a quorum. On to item 3, receipt of written communications from the public. Is there anyone in the audience that has a written communication that they would like to deliver to the council? If so, please raise your hand. Are you doing public comment or written? All right, very good. Seeing none, we'll go on to public forum. City Manager, has anyone signed up for public forum this evening?
Yes, Mayor, we have 2 people who have signed up. The first is Eric Pulia.
All right, Eric, if you would step over to the far microphone, state your name, address is optional, and you'll have 3 minutes. Thank you.
Okay, can everybody hear me?
You can raise it up if you like.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a little taller here. Hope
Yeah.
everyone could hear me. So some of you I've met over the years, some of you I probably talked to over the phone. It's really exciting to see Don Serino here. Don was also the legal counsel for Village of Westchester with my uncle Sam Puglia, who was there from 2009 to 2017. So close family friend. So great lawyer you guys got here. But I'm here today to basically the Elmhurst American Legion. We're resuming a long-held tradition where we host an annual kids' Christmas party for the kids of American Legion members, grandkids, great-grandkids, kids. A lot of our membership is older, so there's not terribly amount of kids. So they put me in charge of it this year, and in the spirit of Daniel Burnham, I don't make small plans. So this year they put me in charge of it. So we're gonna open it up to the kids of Elmhurst first responders, that's police, fire, EMS, and any local elected officials. So everyone on the city council, if you have kids, grandkids, you want to bring them to the American Legion. So I've sent the graphic to Alderwoman Bastido and my alderman, Rex Irby, Ward 7, good choice also for Ward 7. So if any of you would like to attend, we'd love to have police fire. So far on the agenda, we have gifts from Santa, a balloon artist, a treats table, Christmas-themed jump house, letter writing to Santa, Christmas movies, hot chocolate, and more. And Chief McLean has also agreed to have Elmhurst K-9 come to our event. And Santa's going to arrive by fire engine. So if anybody would like to come, hopefully Emily and Rex could send that out. My contact information is on there. And if anybody wants to help decorate or has any idea for donations from local places, definitely open to that. And I plan to come in a couple weeks also, or a couple months, just to remind on a separate note about American Legion Boys and Girls State, which is going to be happening in June. So just to get really ahead of it, if anybody knows a high school junior that wants to attend the leadership program that is American Legion Boys or Girls State, I'm available. So you have my contact info. And I believe I was at an Air Force training last year, but former Mayor P.T. Ciani stood in for me and coordinated a Elmhurst mayoral proclamation. So I wanted to thank all of you again for your willingness to do that when I was not available to be here last year. So if anybody has any questions or would like to attend, we'd love to have, I was a first responder for many years with the Chicago Police Department, so I know that a lot of first responders or local elected officials don't get the due gratitude that they deserve. So we'd like to open it up to our local elected officials and first responders.
Eric, for the first responders who are watching, I don't think you said the date.
Oh, yeah, most important thing. So the date is going to be Saturday, December 16th from 10:30 to 1:30 p.m.
All right, so that's it's not a public event, it's for our first responders.
And first responders, local elected officials, and American Legion members.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for letting me talk.
Mayor, the next speaker is Dean Angelopoulos.
Thank you, Mr. Angelopoulos. You can Also, state your name, address is optional, and you have 3 minutes.
Good evening. My name is Dean Angelopoulos. I'm a lifelong resident of Elmhurst, and for the last 8 years, I've operated a specialty retail store just about a half block up the street called iVape Bar. And I came to speak tonight a little bit about the intended ban on THC isomer products and the unintended consequences that that might have that possibly the council has not considered. By banning these products from our town, the unintended consequence that'll have, you're basically inviting a whole host of new products into the town that are potentially far more dangerous, far sketchier, possibly synthetic, but they will meet the standard of the new law. But God knows what's in them. God knows where they're made. Right now, in our store, those types of products, we only purchase from nationally distributed brands from the largest companies in the country. These companies have too much at stake to do things the wrong way. Their products are being made in a lab. They are being third-party tested by an independent accredited lab. In our store, we are strictly 21 and over. We have never had an underage sale in our store, and our customer base is primarily 30 to 75 years old, about 98% of our customers. Many of those products are being bought by people over 50 because it offers them a lighter experience. By regulating these products rather than banning them outright, requiring them only, or allowing them only to be sold in a 21 and over store, only allowing products that are nationally distributed, that are verifiably lab made, and that come with a certificate of analysis from an accredited lab. In that way, you can ensure that the youth in the town don't have access to these products, but the many adults that enjoy those products have access to a safe product here in Elmhurst. But a ban, and we're already seeing it in other communities, is inviting a whole host of new products in that who knows what these products are and what's in them. The THC products are extracted from hemp. We know what those things are. And the customers that are buying them, as I said, the greater majority are people over 50 because it offers them a lighter experience versus the products they can find at the dispensaries. I would urge the council to reconsider this ban and to consider regulation of these products. I think that would be a far wiser choice for our community and not see those other products come into our community that a ban would bring into the community.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Has anyone else signed up for public comment tonight?
That's all that have signed in, Mayor.
Is there anyone in the audience that would like to make public comment but did not have the opportunity to sign up in advance? If so, please raise your hand. Seeing none, we will move on to announcements. Are there any announcements from the dais this evening? Seeing none, we'll go on to the consent agenda. City Manager, would you read the consent agenda, please?
6.1, minutes of the executive session meeting of the Elmhurst City Council on October 16, 2023. 6.2, minutes of the regular meeting of the Elmhurst City Council on November 6, 2023. 6.3, minutes of the Committee of the Whole meeting of the Elmhurst City Council on November 6, 2023. 6.4, minutes of the Committee of the Whole meeting of the Elmhurst City Council on November 7, 2023. 6.5, accounts payable November 20th, 2023 in the amount of $2,479,619.53. 6.6, appointment as chair to the Public Arts Commission, Allison Donlinger. 6.7, report DuPage Water Commission contract renewal. 6.8, an ordinance approving a final planned unit development for the construction of a health sciences facility upon property commonly known as 190 South Prospect Avenue in Elmhurst, Illinois. 6.9, an ordinance amending Chapter 31 entitled Business Licensing, Regulation, and Registration to add Article 25 entitled Transfer or Sale of THC Acetate Ester or THCO Prohibited to the Municipal Code of Ordinances of the City of Elmhurst, Illinois. 6.10, an ordinance to accept a right-of-way conveyance and temporary easement for the property commonly known as 620 North York Street in Elmhurst, Illinois. 6.11, a resolution authorizing the execution of an agreement between Jason Piat and the City of Elmhurst for the purchase and installation of public artwork within the City of Elmhurst. 6.12, a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of a professional services agreement with Engineering Resource Associates, Inc. for plan review services. 6.13, a resolution regarding the 2024 GIS Consortium Service Provider Contract, and a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of a Geographic Information Consortium Service Provider Contract between Municipal GIS Partners Incorporated and the City of Elmhurst, Illinois.
Thank you, City Manager. Is there any item on the consent agenda that any alderman would like to remove, either for further discussion or to vote against? Alderman Brennan?
6.9.
6.9. We have a motion to approve the consent agenda, less item 6.9. Alderman Toledo with the motion. Alderman Nudera with the second. City Manager, please call the roll.
Alderman Deuter?
Aye.
Alderman Verimus?
Aye.
Alderman Hill?
Aye.
Alderman Schenko?
Aye.
Alderman Jensen?
Aye.
Alderman Bram?
Aye.
Alderman Cahill?
Aye.
Alderman Toledo?
Aye.
Alderman Park?
Aye.
Alderman Nudera?
Aye.
Alderman Bastido?
Aye.
Alderman Nardini?
Aye.
Alderman Brennan?
Aye.
Alderman Irby?
Aye.
14 ayes, 0 nay.
14 ayes, 0 nays. The consent agenda minus item 6.9 passes. City Manager, would you read the ordinance for item 6.9?
Do I read that, or do I read the summary? Okay. An ordinance to accept the right-of-way, 6.9. An ordinance amending Chapter 31 entitled Business Licensing, Regulation, and Registration to add Article 25 entitled Transfer or Sale of THC Acetate Ester Prohibited to the Municipal Code of Ordinances of the City of Elmhurst, Illinois.
We have a motion to put 6.9 before the council. Motion, Alderman Brennan, second, Alderman Hill. Alderman Brennan.
Thank you, Mayor. So I just wanted to give a little background to this ordinance. So on December 20th, 2018, the federal Farm Bill was signed into law. The objective of the Farm Bill was to provide support to our American farmers. A portion of the Farm Bill authorized the production of hemp with THC levels of 0.3% or less on a dry weight basis in the United States. Manufacturers found a loophole in this legislation that allowed them to legally create consumable products that contain Delta-8 and Delta-9. These products are currently being sold in gas stations, convenience stores, and liquor stores in Elmhurst with no age restrictions. The City of Elmhurst, under our Home Rule Authority, may establish regulations for these psychoactive substances. On the 16th of October, this City Council approved a report that calls for the following regulations. An amendment to Elmhurst Ordinance 5153 that adds Delta-8 and Delta-9, which prohibits the possession for anyone under the age of 21. This revised ordinance was voted on and passed at our November 16th council meeting. The second regulation is to create an Elmhurst ordinance that prohibits the sale or delivery of Delta-8 or Delta-9 products in the City of Elmhurst. Consent Agenda 6.9 that I pulled this evening is this ordinance, and it will prohibit the sale and delivery of Delta-8 and Delta-9. I pulled the consent agenda item to raise community awareness to the action Elmhurst is taking to protect the well-being of our youth and residents. These products have not been evaluated or approved by the FDA for safe use in any context. Therefore, residents of all ages are encouraged to avoid these products. Lastly, I'd like to thank Elmhurst Police and the Youth Commission for raising the concerns related to Delta-8 and Delta-9. I appreciate your support on this ordinance. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Brennan. Any discussion on this item? All right, City Manager, if you'll call the roll.
Alderman Deuter,
Aye.
Alderman Verimus,
Aye.
Alderman Hill,
Aye.
Alderman Schenko,
Aye.
Alderman Jensen,
Aye.
Alderman Bram,
Aye.
Alderman Cahill,
Aye.
Alderman Toledo,
Aye.
Alderman Park,
Aye.
Alderman Nudera,
Aye.
Alderman Bastido,
Aye.
Alderman Nardini,
Aye.
Alderman Brennan,
Aye.
Alderman Irby. Aye. 14 aye, 0 nay.
14 ayes, 0 nays. Item 6.9 passes. On to item 7, reports and recommendations of appointed elected officials. Mayor Levin, I do not have anything except to say I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. City Manager?
I'm sure you want to congratulate the York Dukes cross-country team.
Oh, are we going to do that now?
Well, we can congratulate them.
Well, we're going to have the York Dukes cross-country team here, but I was going to save that in case you didn't know. So we'll have a special presentation on that. City Manager, what do you want to do? Do the York football team for coming in fourth or whatever? All right.
Thank you. A few reminders for folks that after Thanksgiving, we will have a cooking oil recycling event, and that is Saturday, November 25th from 9 to noon at the Public Works Garage on Riverside Drive. Information on our city website regarding that. And then the week of November, the garbage days of November 29th through December 1st will be the second and last free leaf pickup of the year. I think the recent storms have done enough to take the leaves down. It's always kind of a roll of the dice for us in scheduling that with the waste hauling company. So that will happen on your regular garbage day, the days of the 29th, 30th, and 1st. And then the Holly Trolley will start Saturday, November 25th and run each Saturday. So please enjoy that. Encourage people to take it. It's always very fun with different events on there. Other than that, just wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving.
All right. Are there any other reports or recommendations from other elected officials? All right, seeing none, we'll go on to committee reports. City Manager, would you read the resolution on, or the report on 8.1?
8.1 is a report for the downtown plan, contract and scope with Housel Levine Associates and KLOA.
I may have a motion to put 8.1 before the council. Motion by Alderman Deuter, second by Alderman Verimus. Alderman Deuter.
Thank you, Mayor. The report before us is to approve the scope and contract for a new downtown plan. This is an important and exciting project, and I want to highlight its purpose and the opportunities for input. The downtown area is the heart of our city, and it's what many people picture when they think of Elmhurst. In many ways, the pandemic changed the way we experience our downtown area. We have fewer commuters and more people working close to home. We have an increased appreciation for outdoor open spaces and lasting demand for outdoor dining. Unrelated to the pandemic, we have more people living in and visiting downtown, and the new residential developments affect the operations of our downtown. Managing these changes requires constant attention. Acting on a referral submitted by 4 aldermen and the need to update the last downtown plan, city staff prepared a request for qualifications that outlined a scope of work for a new downtown plan. The city received 8 responses, and staff interviewed 5 firms that negotiated a contract with Housel Levine Associates, an urban planning firm that had the highest ranked response. Housel Levine has worked in Elmhurst previously on the 2016 downtown plan and the North York corridor plan. They work with communities throughout the country, and citizen participation is emphasized in all their planning work. Traffic engineering firm KLOA will be engaged to support elements of the plan that are related to transportation, including parking and pedestrian mobility. The report outlines the stages of the project, and more details are included in the contract, which is attached to the agenda item along with the RFQ. As described in the contract, we can expect the plan to include the following sections: transportation, parking, pedestrian mobility, streetscape, and placemaking. Community engagement opportunities will include a project website, online survey, interactive mapping tool, stakeholder and focus group discussions, an open house, and pop-up engagements. The work will be guided by a downtown plan working group and Zoning and Planning Commission and DPZ, and there will be one working session with the full council to receive input. Most of the project will take place in 2024, and adoption is expected before the end of 2024. The plan that is created will guide changes and improvements for the next decade. We all have a big stake in ensuring our downtown continues to be a wonderfully vibrant area that works well for our community. I ask for your support for the project, and I hope everyone, the elected officials, residents, and other stakeholders will engage in the planning process. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Deuter. Any discussion? All right, City Manager, would you call the roll on 8.1?
Alderman Deuter.
Aye.
Alderman Verimus.
Aye.
Alderman Hill.
Aye.
Alderman Schenko.
Aye.
Alderman Jensen.
Aye.
Alderman Bram.
Aye.
Alderman Cahill.
Aye.
Alderman Toledo.
Aye.
Alderman Park.
Aye.
Alderman Nudera.
Aye.
Alderman Bastido.
Aye.
Alderman Nardini.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Aye.
Alderman Irby.
Aye.
14 ayes, 0 nay.
14 ayes, 0 nays, 8.1 passes. City Manager, would you read the report for 8.2?
It is therefore the recommendation of the Finance, Council Affairs, and Administrative Services Committee that the City Council approve the City of Elmhurst 2023 tax levy in the amount of $20,054,706, representing a 0.00% increase in the city's tax levy compared to the 2022 taxes extended. Furthermore, it is the recommendation of the FCAAS Committee that the City Council approve the abatement of all current debt service obligations for the city's general obligation bonds in the amount of $7,440,859. The FCAAS Committee also recommends that the City Council direct the City Attorney to prepare the 2023 tax levy ordinance and appropriate debt service abatement ordinances. Signed, Noel P. Toledo, Chair, Chris Jensen, Vice Chair, and James Nudera and Rex Irby.
All right, may I have a motion to pass Report 8.2? Alderman Toledo with a motion, Alderman Nudera with a second. Alderman Toledo.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Tonight I'll give a couple of comments on the proposed tax levy. First off, I want to thank city staff and our committee members for tonight's recommendation to the City Council regarding the 2023 property tax levy. First, I would like to offer some brief context related to property taxes for Elmhurst residents. In general, for every dollar paid in property taxes, only about 2 cents of that dollar goes to the City of Elmhurst for operations. Another 5 cents goes to the City of Elmhurst for pension obligations for our firefighters and police officers. The Elmhurst Public Library collects about 4 cents from every property tax dollar. The Elmhurst Park District levies approximately 5 cents, and Elmhurst District 205 makes up about 73 cents of every property tax dollar. Tonight, we are only discussing the City of Elmhurst, its pension fund, and the Elmhurst Public Library's levy. The other taxing bodies have separate authority to levy their portion of a resident's property tax bill. With that context, I am pleased to share that the committee recommends no increase in the City of Elmhurst property tax levy for 2023. While the city's pension contribution for police and fire increased by over $1 million, this body's approval a few months ago of the home rule sales tax to pay for stormwater investment freed up dollars in the general fund, which was able to fully offset the increase in the pension costs. In addition, the Elmhurst Public Library recommends a minor increase of $64,000 in its levy amount. Together, the total City of Elmhurst and Elmhurst Public Library property tax levy will be $20,054,706, a small increase of $64,000 compared to last year. We further recommend continuing, as in past years, to abate all general obligation bonds in the amount of $7.4 million. This means that the cost of those bonds will not be paid by Elmhurst taxpayers in 2023. Schedule A, attached to the report, provides additional details. The property tax levy coming in essentially flat is good news for all taxpayers. It is especially noteworthy given the high inflationary environment that our state and country is in. If Elmhurst were to have increased its tax levy by the 5% that other taxing bodies are allowed to, given the high inflation, the property tax levy for the city of Elmhurst would have increased $666,000. We are not doing this, and instead, we are holding our spending to the same amount as last year. While the inflationary environment is a challenge to the cost of city operations, on the other side, the city continues to benefit from new growth in the equalized assessed value of residential and commercial properties. Over the past year, the city's EAV grew 4.7%. This new growth is a benefit to existing property taxpayers as it spreads the cost of the tax levy amount across more properties. So, what does this mean for a typical homeowner in Elmhurst? Simply put, a typical homeowner should pay less property taxes to the city of Elmhurst in 2023 than it did in 2022. Schedule B provides additional details as to an average property, residential property owner in Elmhurst and their expected tax bill. While the committee is pleased to make this recommendation to the City Council for approval, there are a few cautionary notes for the future. First, because a majority of the city tax levy supports pension obligations, the tax levy is sensitive to financial market conditions. Changes in the market in the future will affect future tax levy recommendations. Secondly, there are significant capital projects contemplated in the city's planning for the next 5 years. Typically, the property tax levy is not used to fund capital projects. However, depending on the timing and prioritization of these future projects, it is possible that the property tax levy would need to be used to help pay for future capital projects, in which case the levy would be impacted. With that, I thank you for your attention and support of our committee's recommendation to hold the City of Elmhurst property tax levy for 2023 flat to the prior year. Thank you.
And Alderman Toledo, thank you for the report and for the hard work that you have led the committee through. All right, discussion on the tax levy. Looks like you covered it, Alderman Toledo. All right. City Manager, please call the roll on report 8.2.
Alderman Deuter.
Aye.
Alderman Veremis.
Aye.
Alderman Hill.
Aye.
Alderman Schenko.
Aye.
Alderman Jensen.
Aye.
Alderman Bram.
Aye.
Alderman Cahill.
Aye.
Alderman Toledo.
Aye.
Alderman Park.
Aye.
Alderman Nudera.
Aye.
Alderman Bastido.
Aye.
Alderman Nardini.
Aye.
Alderman Brennan.
Aye.
Alderman Irby.
Aye.
14 ayes, 0 nay.
14 ayes, 0 nays, 8.2 passes. Item 9, other business. Is there any other business to be brought before the council this evening? Seeing none, we'll have a motion to adjourn, please. It's an easy one. Alderman Brennan with a motion, Alderman Bastido with a second. Have a roll call on this one.
Deuter.
Aye.
Veremis.
Aye.
Hill.
Aye.
Schenko.
Aye.
Jensen.
Aye.
Bram.
Aye.
Cahill.
Aye.
Toledo.
Aye.
Park.
Aye.
Nudera.
Aye.
Bastido.
Aye.
Nardini.
Aye.
Brennan.
Aye.
Irby.
Aye.
14 ayes, 0 nay.
14 ayes, 0 nays. We are adjourned. We will meet in 5 minutes to go into the committee of the whole. Thank you.